Guys and dolls. So, in my kitchen, I thought, why not? There it goes. Got a wee bit of brain fog this morning. Don't know what it is. Like I've been drinking or taking something. You know, I had this thingy way. Um, don't know if it could be, because doing the lives is quite, like 2 seconds. My bin's landing. Dogs are at the front, guys. Oh, I've edited it a bit. I don't want to have videos where I'm not even, you're just staring at the kitchen. So I'm now going to have to put it in CapCut so I can take that wee bit out. It's just the way I want to try and do it, you know what I mean? I don't want to sit and edit, you know what I mean? I want to do my videos and just do a video, guys. But yeah, a wee bit of brain fog, like obviously, not drinking, not taking any drugs. Obviously I smoke cannabis. That's just a coping mechanism I use to guarantee that I stay out of trouble, sort of thing. And it makes it easier, if I'm honest, to do solitary, more or less, be on your own. Yeah, so it helps in lots of ways. But no, it doesn't, I'm compared to everybody I know, like I'm not much of a dope smoker, I maybe have 4 a day, 5 at a push, and about very little in, obviously money and all that. Obviously I got friends in high places, you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm open and honest. Gotta wear my heart in my chest. I can't beat about the bush and like, I know my followers know me and you know with my videos, watching my videos every day. I'm an open book. I don't hide stuff, but I don't throw it out there all the time like this, but, yeah. Come on, Tulip. Gonna make a cup of coffee, guys. Yeah, so don't know where it's come from. Like I say, it could be could actually be the live. Like I say, it is daunting, If anybody says that they can jump on a live and just do the live, you know what I mean? Or I think they're lying. Well, some people obviously, he's away, kind of way back upstairs. Some people obviously are good at what they do, you know what I mean? Like that's what my fourth live or something like that, So it is. The water isn't heated up. It can be daunting, and maybe it's just the pressure of the live, I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe it's subconsciously it's affecting me, you know what I mean? Or maybe it was like the excitement, the happiness of it, because I didn't sleep. Maybe that's what it is. I didn't get to sleep last night till about 1 o'clock. Yeah. It's nothing to do with anybody messaging or anything like that, so don't ever think like that, guys. A bit cold this morning, so it was. My phone's on silent, but I check it, you know what I mean? I keep checking it. Oh, it looks like it's going to snow. It's like pure white. The sky's pure white. That's my eyes. But yeah, that's what I hit now. But no, I'm all good, guys. Just like I said, brain fog. I'm quite sure you've all been there. You just can't put your finger on it. You're neither here nor there. You're neither up or down. There's nothing that should be. There is. There's a lot going on in my head. You know what I mean? Obviously with Katie and baby. Family stuff. Yeah, challenging stuff like relationships, like family. Like when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about any relationship, family to family, any family member, to partner, to people you work with. I'm sure you can think of a few others. You know what I mean? And relationships that you have with other people, depending how intense and how much you're in each other's company, can depend on how difficult it might be to navigate. Every person, everything's got everything's a different situation, you know what I mean? And on top of that, everybody's different. You know, this is why mental health is so difficult to navigate, guys. You know, it is a minefield. It really is, like. But you know, it is what it is. You know. But I was actually thinking. I was actually going through my old Facebook, just old memories. You know, didn't go too far back. You know, but it's it gets you thinking. You know what I mean? So, and it's like with grief and stuff like that, it takes you a while to be able to think, you know, like I can now, you know what I mean? You know, what has before, you know, couldn't look at a photograph, could fucking jeez, or a video. You know, watching a video of a loved one within the first year of them gone, I reckon is probably the most dangerous thing you can do, you know. For dealing with trauma, for dealing with grief, that kind of trauma. Um, Maybe not for everybody, like I say, this is probably for somebody who's suffering with complex PTSD where there's been trauma built on top of each other. You know what I mean? That would be my personal advice, you know, and like I say, that's just me. You know, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a doctor or do not make out to be anything qualified to do with anything with mental health or anything else. All I'm doing is talking about my opinions of growing up. You know the rest, guys. And like it's like every relationship carries its own problems, you know what I mean? And then you'll have times with, you know, if that person is on the other side of the relationship has got PTSD or complex PTSD or personality disorder or any mental health at all, you know, even the slightest of things, you know what I mean? That can cause problems, you know? And it's not like where it's problems where, oh, we're fighting and we're falling out. It's problems where it's more miscommunication or lack of communication, you know? That happens a lot in my life, you know, not asking the right questions, not being asked the right questions. And yeah, that's where people like us and people with suffer with PTSD have to be proactive with your mental health. You got to understand your mental health, know exactly what you've got. You got to exactly know who you are because once you know who you truly are, then you can understand the symptoms. You know, because everybody's different. You can't go to a doctor, guys, and go. The doctor's going to go, well, this is what you're going to feel like, and this drug here is going to take that away. For all you know, that drug there could cause something else. You know, another part of mental health that you've no clue about. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? It's you don't know because everybody's so different. You know what I mean? It's like how can you possibly tell me that the same thing that a doctor gives one person is going to work for all these other thousands of people? It doesn't make any sense. Logically, guys, that does not make any sense. You know what I mean? We're all differently chemically imbalanced. We've all got different levels of vitamins in us, you know, magnesium, all sorts of mad stuff that beyond my pay grade, guys, you know. But like I say, that just got me thinking about stuff. Um, just like dealing with relationships, and I thought I should whatever I'm thinking about, I try and bring it to you. You know what I mean? I try and talk about what's in my head. It's difficult when my head's a wee bit foggy, you know. But at the same time, I'm sort of battling it by doing this, you know, by making my brain work. You know, I mean, I can feel the electrodes in my like sparking, like trying really working hard to try and keep above the fog. You know. But no, it is complex. The word complex PTSD is really fitting. It is really, really complex. Um, and sometimes I think the older you are, the more complex it can be because you've got more information in your head. You know more about life. You know more about stuff, and you've been hurt more. You've had more bad things happen to you. You've had more bad experiences. You've had more people let you down in life. So with all that on top of what you're dealing with, you know what I mean? Because it hasn't been touched. I know anybody, Generation X, anybody like me, I know you haven't been touched. Nobody's come anywhere near you to try and fix you or help you or tell you what's going on in your head or you know, you find out why you're certain ways or you know why you're waking up grumpy all the time or you know why you're getting sore heads. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody reacts differently. You know, I've been lucky enough not to get the sore heads. I don't even know what's wood in here anymore. I'm hoping that's wood. But yeah, it's like nobody spoke to us growing up. You know, we're learning stuff now on the internet. You know, to be honest with you, like that's the truth. All you will be the same. You'll be picking up wee bits here and there on the internet that you've spent the last 50, 60 years. You know, and this it's just like, and this was what the internet should be getting used for. It should be getting used for people coming out and talking about it. The mental health is the most important thing in our society. Mental health is one of the biggest problems in our society because it's got arms and legs in so many ways. It's just out there. You know, you throw alcoholism and drug abuse and domestic violence and crime. You know, it's just non-stop. You know what I mean? The arms and legs come off basic childhood trauma. You know, trauma, like, so what happens is like what we've had an understanding of all these years is child gets abused, right, get some counselling, you okay, I'm okay, 3, 4 years later. You know, this is what I understand because if a child gets abused like me, 11, 10 year old, now I didn't get nothing, right? Nothing. And my social worker's still alive and I love her a bit. She's absolutely amazing. And she's been there since my mum died. And, you know, can't say enough about her. But it was different back in the day. Wasn't like, you know, I'm never going to blame her for the feelings of the government because she could only work with the tools she had, you know. And she probably didn't understand it neither. It was just a young angry boy lashing out at the world. Obviously, she could see she knew me, not the wee brother. Everybody was seeing the wee brother. The wee brother was running riot. As soon as my ma died, that was it, you know. And any violence came towards me from then. I just loaded it on my back and took it with me, you know. But she seen the good, so she stuck with me even after I turned 18. Even when I was in England doing my settings in England, she was still there, sending me money and making sure I was staying afloat. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for her, God knows, you know what I mean. And obviously my foster mother and my they were a bit young then, like. But yeah, no, it was I've lost my way there. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's a brain fog. It's a brain fog. Give me 2 seconds. So I can relax now because I know I'm going to edit it. I'm going to just go take the wee bit out where I'm standing doing nothing for 5 minutes, trying to remember where I was, and because I'm all over the place. But no, I think we're talking about we're just talking about PTSD, guys. We're talking about complex PTSD. We're talking about hi people, got it. Hi people, hi. You know, even now, back then there was none of this, but now they've got, you know, focus on the kid. Like these young children, you know, I've got to stop saying girls. Got to stop saying girls because there has to be boys. There has to be boys. I know there's boys. Okay, so the children that were caught up, you know, were brutalized by these um, rapist gangs. There's nothing else you can really say, guys. It's grooming is like people take their dogs to the groomers. You know, it's getting ridiculous. You know what I mean? It really is getting ridiculous. Calling them Asian, it's an absolute. I'm absolutely disgusted that they've actually went down the road of using the word Asian grooming gangs. I'm totally disgusted with the government for that alone, but because everything else is so big, you know, that there's just getting thrown down. Nobody's paying any attention to it. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as you're concerned, Asian is Chinese, Japanese, Thai, Cantonese, um, Cambodia, you know, that's Asia to us, you know, working class guys and dolls. And they know that. Starmer knows that. That's taking the spotlight from one community and putting it onto another community because they don't run about beheading people and unaliving people for burning a book. You know, I know you've all heard about the guy. I'll move over, so I'll throw it up because this is going to cap cut anyway. So yeah, guy gets, you know, done for burning the Quran. I don't know. I could listen. You should never burn a holy book, and you should get a slap around the jaw for it, 110%. But I'm never ever going to expect any fellow Christian of mine to ever do any violence towards anybody for burning the Holy Bible. God will deal with that. Why would we need to deal with that? It's the Bible. It's the Quran. It's meant to be the holiest book in the world. You know what I mean? Why would you have to get involved if your God is so great and mighty? Let, as we say, karma. You know, but no. As we seen with Charlie Hebdo and all the rest, I'm not going to go into it because here we go again. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, guys, is childhood abuse. It happened, boom, 7, 8, maybe younger. God knows, you know what I mean? For me, it was first time in children's home, 9, and then again, I was just going in the first year, so 10, 11. And you know, obviously now that child would get counselling and get help. But the thing is, when these child become 18, 17, 18, they're not going to be carrying that kind of shit behind them. They're wanting to forget about that. They're wanting to put that away. They put that in the hole somewhere. They've dealt with it. I dealt with it by doing the guy. I hurt the guy. That's how I dealt with it. That was how I was able to move on. Right? Simple as that. And I did move on. It wasn't until I had to fucking drag all the shit back up again that everything came back. When I went for the compensation. So, and got psychologically hanged and all that. That's where I went wrong. I shouldn't have done that. You know, I should have just left. The £40,000 was not worth that. I promise you guys, it was not worth it. Because that brought problems on its own, that money, giving it to me, but having it when a year after my wife died, you know what I mean? So yeah, disappointed in myself, so I am. Many, many ways, times over in that whole group of words that I've just said. But back to the point again, is that these girls that have been brutalised today and yesterday, right, will get, the ones that have managed to get some sort of case against the court, against these monsters, right? So they've got a guilty verdict, so therefore they will get compensation, you know. I'd like to think, God knows, but I'd like to think at the same time, it is also up to them. So if they're over the age of 18 now, they can do whatever they want and nobody can say anything about it. But the problem is that they've been through trauma. You can't say to somebody else, I'm not going to give you that money because you're traumatized right now and you just don't realise it. You can't do that. You know, so there's all sorts of arms and legs that's going to come from that again. So then by the end, they're starting to get in, they're taking drugs. I can guarantee 80% of them will go down a drug route with the money that they get, okay? Because it won't be substantial. It will not be substantial. No matter how big this comes across to us and how worldwide everybody's talking about it, it won't be substantial money that these girls get. Believe you me, it will not be. It'll be a token. They'll be lucky if they even get as much as I got. Maybe. I don't know. But at the end of the day, in 30, 40 years' time, 20 years' time, these girls have forgot. Whatever these girls do from then on in, got nothing to do with anything that's happened to them. Nobody's interested in any of that. This is 20 years later. Because nobody's prepared, nobody's ready, nobody's talking about trauma 20, 30, 40 years later, you know. Nobody's talking about how it affects the human adult, you know what I mean? I honestly believe the child deals with it a lot more easier than the adult does, you know, because the child doesn't have anything else in its head and all the excitement of what goes on in the world. It's easy to take away a child's thoughts by putting something like Disney in front of them, you know, bad example, but you know what I mean. Bright colours, balloons, a circus, a clown, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Adults, it's different, you know, and yeah, life is really, really difficult for especially Generation X because we have lived through a period of silence from everywhere and everyone. And, you know, the whispers of childhood abuse is what we got, you know, the whispers, you know, and then you were just looked at as if you were nuts when you told people that the politicians were going into children's homes and taking their pick. You were looked at as if you were just a madman. I hated everybody. You know, and it sort of put you off. Obviously, it would put you off, you know what I mean? If that didn't put you off, the government would put you off, you know? But, yeah, PTSD, I'm not going to knock this out. I'm glad I got this for 20 minutes. You know, I'm going to get some meat as well. It's going to be cereal in me. I seen a video yesterday, like, about cereals. I need to try and find it and throw it up for you. The guy, he's like an expert in foods and all that, like super healthy guy, and he's talking about talking about, I don't think it was the grains, he said oats, he was talking about oats, and he was like, oats. He says they're the most useless thing you can eat. He goes, all they do is take all your water and everything and do all other big words, right? That really, like, I'm not the most cleverest, but I'm no stupid. I knew this guy knew what he was talking about. I understood what he was talking about, made a lot of sense. So basically, to break it all down, oats are bad for you. The only reason we get oats and they push it has a brekkie is the you know the ratty breck man with the glue and all that. It's a marketing trade. It's the cheapest thing they can get. They can buy it for 77p and sell it to you for £3. You know, and who's not going to make a markup on something like that, a product like that? So knowledge is power, understanding these things. I've been eating porridge for years, thinking it's the best thing for me. You know, maybe it isn't that bad for you. You know what I mean? Entertainment and educational purposes only. Fucking hell, man. You know what I mean? I don't get super ready, Brack. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's great. Actually, it's really good. Look at the size of me. No, all joking aside, guys. You know, it's just knowledge is power. You know what I mean? Is it a conspiracy theorist? Is he really talking? You know, do your research. You have a look. That's what. There's your homework, guys. Research porridge oats. How good are they? What's expel the myths of porridge oats being bad for you? You know, I seen it last night. Flickering through, popped up. 2 minutes of my life, if that, and this is what I've contained. So it's worth a wee look if I've contained it. That's what I believe, you know. Always adopt that, guys, when you go through life. Things that excite you, things that raise your eyebrow, things that you look twice at. You know, unless it's something dodgy, you know what I mean, then you know that's your wee brother, walk away. But anything, you know, good in life, you know, pay attention to it. You know, don't just walk by. People you meet, give them an extra 5 minutes. You haven't just met them for no reason. You know, the universe works in very mysterious ways. And I'm not saying everybody you bump into is brilliant and going to be like change your life. You know, some of them could change your life in a very bad way. And it could be the dark side of the universe, like trying to put you off your path that you're meant to be going. But it's like a magnetic pull. The path, your path, it's like, honestly, it's like a magnetic pull. No matter how far, look at me. You know what I mean? I am a good guy. I was born a Christian boy in Belfast. I don't know what I would have become if my mum hadn't died. I honestly do not have a clue. It's very easy to stand here and say, I'm a good person and all the rest of it. But, you know, all I can say is like, you know, I am. You know, I'm too good for my own fucking good. You know what I mean? And I've had the same shit said to me all my life. You're too nice. You're too nice. And, you know, taking a wee while, but I know now I'm too nice because you got to understand. I didn't know that just because people are saying that to me. I don't know. You don't know you're good. You think you're normal. You just think you're just normal. You think everybody's like you. You do growing up and that, and obviously when going into prison, you start seeing the other side. You know, and you know it was difficult. It was times like that when I could have went to the dark side. I really could have, and that would have been very bad. And I imagine it would have been. I probably would have been in the news for a very long time. You'd probably been books wrote about me. Yeah, I'd imagine it would have been pretty bad because I know me. I know what direction life can go, and bad, good, you know, evil, all that there. I think once you cross that line, somebody like I think a good person crossing that line, knowing that they're not, that's it, they've done, you're going to hell. You know, you're going to try and be a mate of the devil, aren't you? And try and get at least a decent place in hell. You know, that's the way I would look at it. And you know, thank God, thank God above that He gave me the strength to hold on to my faith when sometimes the hours were very, very dark. Believe you me, very, very dark hours, guys. You know, so yeah, but got through. And like I say, I feel I'm back on my path. I feel I've been back on my path. I came off it. You know, I've came off it big times, guys. And you know, sometimes, you know, mental health, you're just swerving off it. You're just swerving off it. It's no big deal. You know, back wheels come off. You know, straighten her back up. You're back on. You know, but sometimes in life you do get big. The wrong turn. You just come to a junction. You just take the wrong fucking turn, and that's not your fault. That's whatever the universe making it all confusing. If the universe was fair. Right? They would just put yellow lines down so you could just follow the road you're meant to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking in a way, you know, what's the word? Um, there's a word for what I can't use. I'll use only what I'm talking about. So these are a lot more intelligent than I am. I know that. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, don't ever worry about you being off the road. You know, you'll know yourself if you're not on your path. You'll know that. You know, like I'm going to say any names, but one of my very good friends is doing something right now. He's. I'll just be honest, right? Who's that? Um, don't know if I should take it. Is that hanging number? I'll be able to phone it back. Okay, I better take it just in case it's a leave it or not. You know what I mean? It's just as well I took it. But this is the universe. This is what I'm saying to these guys. That was my psychologist. I missed an appointment, and I was in a bad place. It was in a bad way. Not going to go into it. Just about that particular day. Scanned. I get paid the next day, and there was just a lot of other things happened, and I did make an effort and aborted. So um, a bit embarrassed, to be honest with you. I was just honest with her. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm a bit embarrassed, you know what I mean?" So didn't think I wasted your time, so I didn't think you'd want another appointment, you know what I mean? Because I know these appointments are important, yeah, and I'm aware of that, and obviously you have moments when I think I'm all right, I'm doing okay, and I am doing okay, but it's good to have that wee bit of support just to get across the finishing line, sort of thing. Like I'm helping people up, I'm hoping she's going to help me up. Fingers crossed, you know what I mean? Like I say, she's good, I've told you that. But yeah, that was my psychologist phoning for another appointment. So yeah, a couple of weeks. But we'll wrap it up, guys, more or less. But just talking, hope I've made sense. I don't know because I don't think people understand this. I don't really ever know what my video's like. And I know it might sound nuts because I've just said it, but I don't remember what I've said. And that's the truth. It's not like I don't remember. I have an idea, but I really don't remember. Sometimes I'm quite surprised when I look at the video back once I check it to make sure I haven't said anything I shouldn't have said. Because it is when you're talking from your heart, and you're not reading from a script, and you're just talking about shit in life. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for swearing, but this is just my vocabulary. I can't. I don't know what to say about swearing, because it's something society has said that you can't swear. Now I know around children and all that, I get that, because they've made these words out to be swear words. Okay, but to me, they're just words. They're part of my vocabulary. I don't mean to be rude, and I don't mean to be offensive. You know, if you could see them just as words, just like I do, and it's just the way I've been brought up. And the only people that really are saying it's bad is the government and society. You know what I mean? Obviously, certain words are bad. You get me? But you know, what's so much going on in the world. I'd be surprised if anybody's going to point their finger at me for saying shit. So hopefully it all makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. Tell me if you see a way where I can make it better, where I can come across. Maybe if you think I'm there, but I'm jumbled a wee bit, or maybe if there's any input that you guys can give me, or any direction you want me to go, or if you just want me to shut up, listen, just get in touch. I'm up for criticism. I'm up for advice and all the rest of it. You know, I'm as new as this to you guys. We're all Generation X. At the end of the day, yes, I've been on the internet for the last 15 years, but I've only been doing this for 6 months. 5, 6 months. Doing this. So yeah, a wee mental health one, guys. That's it. Gonna get something to eat, a couple of rounds of toast, and a wee bowl of cereal. That's just no oats. I imagine if the oats are bad, then everything else that they're giving us will be bad. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Let's have a look at a shredded wheat, right? High in fiber. This weighs about quarter, half an ounce, maybe an ounce of the push. But see through it, and it's just fiber. But it costs about £3 for a big box. So you can see where they keep making their money. If it only costs them like 20p to throw that together, then you can see where they're going to make their money. You can see why they would do it, And yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more stuff coming out about food because of Mr. Kennedy. That's just went into the White House. So, I'm not talking about, like, obviously the president, this, I can't mind, I don't want to get the initials mixed up. You know who I'm talking about. He's been called a conspiracy theorist, but every conspiracy theorist theory he's come up with has actually come out true. And that's what we're finding. I'm sorry I said I was going to go, but that is what we're finding, guys, with all the conspiracy theorists. See, all the misinformation. Oh, they're just a conspiracy. It's all coming out true. You know what I mean? You just got to look at you know what I mean? You just got to see Piers Morgan go, I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. People died. People were forced to take something because of people like Piers Morgan guilt tripping everyone, coming on their platform where millions and millions of people were listening to every word and took all his advice. Terrible. We're not allowed to say certain things. We're not allowed to say nothing on here about anything like that. How are these men allowed to get off and telling the rest of the public about stuff? How is it only one side? How is it only the wee small YouTubers? Now I'm talking about YouTube because apart from the big massive YouTube channels, obviously, but YouTube as a whole, really, you've got Piers Morgan and everybody else shouting all about this stuff and telling people, if you didn't do this, if you don't do it, and you should be ashamed of yourself, you're putting everybody around you at risk and blah, 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 blah. Guilt tripping people into going and doing something that they knew. They knew. A lot of people knew, you see. They knew deep in here. There's no way you can bring something out that quick. So, but the wee brother got tricked. You see what I mean? The wee brother got tricked. And Piers Morgan was one of them men that tricked all them wee brothers and sisters out there that do something that in some cases was life changing. And that's unforgivable in my books, guys. I'm sorry, let's put it like this. See if it was me and I went and done something like that, or I talked one of my kids, say my kids were in their 20s, and I talked one of my kids into getting that, and it was Piers Morgan that I got that information from, and something happened to one of my kids, I don't know where that would go. I really don't know where that would go. Obviously, I wouldn't be violent, but legally, but I imagine there would be people out there that wouldn't go down the legal route, and that's how serious this is and could be, and I've got no doubt that Piers Morgan will most likely will have to beef his security up because of that issue alone, because it is unforgivable, I'm always playing the devil's advocate. I try and look at the world as other people look at it, not just from my point of view. So I look at it from a dad's point of view who's told his family, I've just watched Piers Morgan and we've got to get this, and something bad's happened because of what they've done, you know what I mean? We don't know. There's all sorts coming out at the minute, and there's compensation getting paid out and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I do believe there was billions put aside for this, so they had a bit of an inkling. So that's even worse, knowing that. But that's another video. I'm so sorry, guys. So that's another 8 minutes. You know what I mean? All my love, and God bless every single one of you.